Welcome back to Alpha Plug. Today I'm joined by the one and only Whitney Johns. How are you doing today, Whitney?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. So, how are you feeling for this upcoming fight against Amber O'Donnell on Saturday night?
I feel really good. I feel a lot more confident going into this one, and it's just a different energy. Like with Amber and I, we actually really like each other. I really quite adore Amber, but we're here to compete, and it's just I've had a lot more time to let all of the skills kind of integrate. I think there's so much to learn with boxing. It's overwhelming, especially to try to fit it into a 10-week camp. So to be able to have 2 camps under my belt, I feel like it's clicking so much more for me than it did on my first fight, which is going to bring a better result, which is the goal.
But first, we would like to thank today's sponsor, Intelligent Labs. Intelligent Labs use scientifically advanced formulas to create essential nutrients in the most absorbable forms. They take care of potency, quality, and science so you can take control of your own health. They're gluten-free, allergen-free, non-GMO. They use bioavailable vitamins and have no artificial colors or flavors. They have a 4.9 out of 5 rating on Trustpilot and are trusted by nearly 1 million customers worldwide. Intelligent Labs are currently doing an offer of 15% off your first order if you use the link in the description. Please use our affiliate link in the description below or pinned comment because it really helps the channel. Now back to the interview. Do you think there was a lot of nerves maybe in your first fight?
Oh yeah. I think the nerves, the adrenaline, and just it was overwhelming. And then, my opponent was, she's big and strong, and it was a different style that I hadn't been used to. And so it taught me a lot about, especially just mentally, like you have to stay calm. You can't let the adrenaline take over. You really have to kind of train your mind before you get in there. And now I have so much more knowledge about what to expect. It being your first fight, you have no idea what to expect even. So it taught me so much. But it was still a painful loss. That one still hurts.
Yeah. Do you think that maybe that taught you now to maybe be prepared more mentally rather than physically?
Oh yeah, like the mental is half of it now. And now I can, when I visualize the fight, because I do a lot of like hypnotherapy and stuff. When you visualize the fight, now you kind of know what you're visualizing. You know what you're getting into. You know how you're going to feel before. It's not going to be a surprise, and it's not going to throw you off so much. I also think that Amber and I's style is really complementary of each other. I think it's going to be a really good fight. I think it's going to be a really technical fight. But I do think that we're going to bring it in terms of the aggression, and I'm excited for that.
I'm excited as well.
Yeah.
So I saw you training at Straight Blast Gym earlier on this week. SBG is quite a well-renowned gym in Ireland. What was it like training there?
Oh, I loved it. It was a great time. Chris, my partner, he's good friends with a couple of the fighters that fight out of there. He actually taught a little jiu-jitsu seminar there as well while we were here. So it was really cool to see that. I had just watched the McGregor documentary, so I was like, oh, I recognize this place. So it was pretty cool to be in there. There's a lot of really high-level fighters out of there, and just being in that energy is so fun. Yeah.
Was it tough to get straight back into training after your previous loss against Barbie?
It was. It took me a couple weeks to just even process mentally what had just happened, and then you get all the hate and the trolls on the internet, and it was a lot to just to take in. So for me, I was really glad that they pushed the fight date back. I needed a second to breathe. But on the other hand, you're also itching to get back in there because you have all these things that you now know solidified. These are the things that I need to improve on. So it's sort of yes, let's get back. Let's go. So that was kind of a double-edged sword.
If you could name one of the biggest changes you've made from the camp versus Barbie to the camp you have before obviously your fight on Saturday night against Amber, what is the biggest change to your camp?
I think movement in general, having a better idea, and instead of having to think so hard about everything that you're throwing, letting the movement really inform what your next attack is going to be. And that's the head movement, that's the shoulder movement, that's more of a rotation, that's more moving, utilizing your body. So I think really a lot of it was the mechanics of boxing, just the body mechanics and the movement. Defense was a big one on this camp because obviously my defense wasn't shit on the last one. That one kind of went right out the window, and I was just brawl, So defense was a big focus as well. Yeah.
Do you think this fight with Amber maybe has the potential to be a tougher fight than your previous fight with Barbie?
Potentially, I think that because our styles are similar, it's going to be a completely different fight for sure. But that Barbie fight was a tough one. So I don't know if that might be the toughest fight that I've had or that I'll have. I really don't know. Maybe until I rematch her. That might be the first one was the toughest. The second one will be easier.
And if you could name one fighter who you think may actually win the whole tournament of the female side, what fighter would that be?
Could be Barbie. After fighting her, I mean, just her sheer size and her strength. I mean, Ella's really good and she's very experienced, so that gives you a ton. But Julie looked really good on her last fight as well. I mean, and I think all the boxers are going to come to this fight with a completely different package and a completely different skill set. So who knows? Like, really, it could be any of them, any of the four.
Obviously, we saw some beef before the fight versus you and Barbie.
Yeah.
Do you have like a lot of respect for her now? Is that beef now changed to some respect and maybe some love?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think the beef was more just we were trying to hype up the fight, right? And it was sort of like, well, fine, let's do this. Let the aggression come out and let that inform. But I mean, immediately, as soon as I got in the ring, I had respect for her. I mean, I had a massive respect for her after because I was like, damn girl, like you earned that. So definitely changed our tune a bit, and it definitely changed my how I went into this one too. It's like there's really no need for like the beef. It's like all my sparring partners, I love them, I adore them, I don't hate them, but we still kick the shit out of each other, at our sparring sessions. So it doesn't really have to be like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you for this interview, Whitney,
So
and good
nice
luck
to-
on Saturday night.
Thanks for having me. Nice to meet you.